everybody! The time is now. The Married to Medicine Season 10 premiere. After all this time, we have finally made it. If you're here, it's because you tuned in and want to hear my thoughts, or you could just be being nosy. Guys, it's what we've all been waiting for, and after waiting in front of the TV for 34 minutes prior to the show coming on, like it was some sort of Super Bowl game, because this is my Super Bowl, y'all, I was so excited and not disappointed. And I know I can't be the only one. If this is you too, and this is your first time tuning into my channel, please take this time to subscribe, join our family, and stick around so we can discuss and enjoy all things Married to Medicine. But without further ado, let's dive right on in. FYI, if you haven't watched it yet, you may want to before this video because there will be spoilers. Unless you don't care, then by all means, please come right on in. Okay, so I would first like to discuss what this whole first episode seemed to be about, which was Letitia and Greg, but mainly Letitia. Now, I know one episode isn't usually used to determine things about a person, but I promise I've seen everything I need to know in this first episode about Letitia. Guys, I don't want to belittle her or bash her in any way, but this woman is extremely country and loud too. Almost as loud as Dr. Simone, but this woman is well educated, I know. But that's not how she comes off in this group of women. Before Letitia arrived on the scene, Quad was the youngest in the group. And ironically, Dr. G still has the youngest wife in this group. And I'm mentioning age because I'm thinking maybe that's why she comes off that way, a little less mature than the rest. The way she described how they met alone was crazy, which was in his DMs, by the way. This woman actually shot her shot in this man's Instagram messages, and he took the bait. He did say that there were a lot of women that sent him messages at that time, but he chose her. And whatever those reasons are, only he knows. Even though at this time, I can't really see why, but he's happy and hopefully now he'll get the family he's been longing for. Now, a couple of more things about that situation. One, why in the world haven't they moved houses yet? Like, bro, I know the real estate market in Atlanta is booming right now. I know because I've looked. But that's besides the point. Her still being in the house that he was married to Quad in is crazy. Although she doesn't have to worry about sleeping in the same bed that Quad did, because Quad took that bed with the divorce. But still, if I were Letitia, I would have told Dr. G, nah, babe, we gotta move. Speaking of Miss Quad, we didn't see her in this first episode, but we definitely heard her name enough. And she must have knew it was gonna be that way, because shortly before the episode, she posted a video on her Instagram offering the first person to message her with the correct amount of guesses of how many times her name was referred in this episode would be rewarded $1,000. And we now see why. Darn near every single person mentioned her, and it definitely didn't help that they were in Quad's old house. Then Toya's tacky self brings up a DUI that Quad allegedly has. Like, dang, jumping right on in, ain't we? And y'all already know she wasn't the only one showing tacky behavior. Nope, Dr. Heavenly was on her usual stuff too. Like, man, at this point, nothing shocks me about what comes out of Dr. Heavenly mouth. She brought up the fact that Dr. G and Phaedra used to sleep together, which if y'all are my cousins on this channel, this should be no shock to y'all. Y'all already knew that Phaedra and Dr. G dated in the past, because I told y'all. When this was mentioned, Phaedra looked like she was avoiding speaking on it, and rightfully so, because they were literally in Letitia's house, so the timing was wrong. But then Dr. Heavenly and Toya began to question Letitia's intentions, and based off of her responses, they came to the conclusion that Letitia is a gold digger.
Letitia, I have a question. What do you like most about being engaged? I get a little access to the money. Say what? What did she say? My gold digger meter is dinging. Quad was a gold digger. Sweet Tea digging for copper. She on the lower level. She don't even know what gold is. She ain't never seen no gold.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did think something similar based off of her responses, but still wrong timing. Then you add her twin yelling at them, and the whole thing was just annoying. Whatever. Needless to say, it appears that Letitia will be a villain on this season. If she doesn't handle this initiation accordingly, the villain will be exactly what she becomes, especially given the preview of what's to come. Looks like they, as in Quad and Sweet Tea, aka Letitia, will be in the same room at some point, and it won't go over so well. And keep in mind, y'all, too, that this is a show. Quad is already discussed with the fact that this feels like a betrayal from the network. So all of this is based off of contracts set in place and paychecks, obligations, as you will. to continue on this show, regardless as to what they throw at her. So multiple people would say, why doesn't she just quit? Well, that's why. We don't know how long she signed on for, but even if she wasn't under contract, this is her bread and butter. This show made her. She knows that. And as a businesswoman, she's way too smart to allow pride to run her away. Plus, Quad is a main character, an asset, a part of the Fab Five. She will outlast most. So for those that believe Quad shouldn't be on the show anymore since she's no longer married to Medicine, I say tough. After her and Dr. G's divorce, he left. She stayed. On the show, I mean. Like a game of musical chairs. Move your feet, lose your seat. Dr. G moved his feet. That was the childish way of putting it, but yeah, y'all get it. So yeah, that's all we really have to go on from this one episode. Now, one thing I didn't really get into was Phaedra and her entry to the show. So far, I like her. So far, I think she fits in perfectly. Her and her cardiologist boyfriend, who they blanked out, but I already know what he looks like. And I've showed y'all a glimpse of him too in past videos, but y'all probably wasn't really paying attention. Oh yeah, and the new Dr. Alicia, who's also a dentist. What do y'all think about her? To me, she seems sweet, but also feisty. But what do y'all think? What do you all think about Letitia? What about Phaedra and Dr. G's past relationship? And what about Quad's $1,000 sweepstakes? Depending on when I get this video posted, y'all may be able to submit to win. If it's by the end of today, November 6, 2023, you should make the deadline. But anywho, let's get the comment section booming. What do y'all think? Also, if y'all haven't already, follow our new IG and Facebook pages and make sure you all like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. But until next week, cousins, bye.